Welcome to the Live Fire Media Show. So I just now realized my mic was not in position, so hopefully that didn't sound terrible. This is episode 53. It's a show where we discuss guns sometimes, gear sometimes, movies, music, games. I don't know what else, Hunter. Does that cover everything we bullshit about?
You skipped exceedingly long, boring intros.
Oh, exceedingly long, boring intros just because fuck you, Hunter. All right.
Because the man with a pumpkin is a logo.
A pumpkin, huh?
Yeah, the little flame.
Yeah, I fucking hear you. Shut your mouth. Shut your whore ass mouth.
What is it, fucking Halloween?
Shut your whore ass mouth. It's always Halloween, dude. Always Halloween.
You're a Halloweenie.
Such your whore mouth. Shut it up.
Oh, hey, don't try another new.
All right, so
some buttons on your clothes.
You didn't go see it. Yeah, fun part's over. You didn't go see it, but I went and saw the brand new Masters of the Universe. AKA what?
This is my interested face. Go ahead.
All right, well, that was a good show, everybody. So until next
time.
Fuck
you, don't be a little whiny bitch.
Listen, who's whining? Listen to yourself. Jesus. Come on, you be whiny bitch.
I'm just trying to, back and forth like ping pong. You're ping, I'm pong.
Whatever makes you feel better, buddy. Yeah, no, so Masters of the Universe, something you're a big fan of. We both grew up on it. Wow, it is a audio show, and you're throwing up hand signs and
yes. I didn't give me a cue when I'm allowed to talk, and then when I'm done, kind of do one of these.
Oh, you can talk whenever, but I give you a moment to pause, and you just like throw a thumbs up because that's really helpful. So,
love
end of the day, Masters of the Universe, dude. You should go see it.
Okay.
I know you don't go to the theater, but like what, once every 5 years or something like that?
That's
not a dig. It's not a dig by any means.
The last time I went to a movie theater was because the girl I was dating at the time really loved Lord of the Rings, and it was in the second movie come out.
God, dude, you're talking like what? 2001?
Whenever that movie came out.
Really? Holy crap.
Oh, you know what? That's a lie. I'm sorry, I told a lie. I got a buddy of mine, and he knew I was into horror movies, and so he took me to go see Weapons.
Oh, that's right. You did go see Weapons, and you didn't like it, which still blows my mind because that movie was cool as fuck.
Anyway.
Sorry, whatever. Well, fine. Weapons, that was just last year. So you should go see Masters of the Universe because I think you'll enjoy it. But the reality is, I want to hear your reaction to all of it because the general feedback I've seen on X and Reddit is people were like, hell yes, this was awesome. Was it perfect? No. What movie is perfect? Lord of the Rings. That's about it.
The Thing, Alien, Big Trouble in Little China, Excalibur, Conan.
Okay, but again, whoa, but you're going to a whole other like how old of a damn movie. I'm talking like newer shit. Nothing's perfect. Nothing's even close. But this is fun. This is damn fun. I think it took the 80s feel of the old cartoon. Because let's be honest, the 80s cartoon, it was cheesy. I mean, I even say, would you think the 80s cartoon was kind of self-aware that it was corny?
It had to be because I remember, and I think we touched on this, when you would get an action figure, it had a comic book in it.
Right.
And those comic books were fucking like awesome, but they were very gritty, very dark.
And also, if I'm mistaken, probably very contradictory to the cartoon itself.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. It was very Frank Frazetta.
Right.
Frank Frazetta, it was like his style of art, and it was kind of dark, maybe like a grimdark setting. And I dug those. I was like, these are awesome. So when the cartoon came out, I remember watching it and going, this sucks. Like, it portrayed Skeletor as a moron.
As a boob, yeah.
And I'm like, if he's this fucking stupid, what does that say about He-Man? He can't defeat him.
Right. Well, but sometimes that also falls in the whole Batman versus Joker. Batman just fucking kill his ass. He'd be rid of him, but, whatever. No, No, I think it definitely embodies a good bit of the cartoon of some of its self-aware goofiness at times. Like Skeletor, dude, Jared Leto's Skeletor is fucking great. One, he doesn't sound like a sniveling dipshit. He is straight up just a psychopath and is very self-aware that he's the bad guy, that he's a villain. That's all he wants to be, is a villain. And it fucking works, man. Whoa, you get really dark all of a sudden.
Sorry. I was projecting my thoughts.
Right. But no, it's entertaining from beginning to end. The score was fucking awesome. To the point I actually downloaded it Monday and put it in my truck. That's all I've been listening to is the score from it. Let's see. I wanted to tell you what it is. Masters of the Universe score, because I'm drawing a blank if I'd said it right. It's scored by Daniel Pemberton. I don't know him. I could look him up, see what else he's done. But the cool thing is there's tracks that feature Brian May from Queen. So there's times where it hits the score. I won't say it reminds me of the 80s cartoon, but at least it felt very He-Man. And if anything, it had notes of Flash Gordon, I feel like.
Now, I enjoyed that movie, even though it was super cheesy.
Oh, it's super cheesy. But again, that was a whole full Queen score, was Flash Gordon. And so there's almost hints of that in the He-Man score. And dude, it's this high energy, high octane. It's fucking cool, man. I know as far as the box office weekend went, it did okay. Like, it didn't beat out because Scary Movie, number 27, apparently killed it, but all the reviews are it's absolutely dog shit. So that one, people went to go see that, but the people that went saw He-Man are hardcore talking about how you should go see this movie and support it because it's that much fun. And supposedly there's also talk that Amazon and the director both have a roadmap for sequels and spinoffs and shit. And it sounds like Amazon doesn't really care all that much about what its box office performance was. Maybe because they're actually paying attention to fan reviews, fan comments. I don't know. But I'd recommend you go see it. I took my wife, my kid, who both know nothing of Masters of the Universe, other than the fact that it was a toy from back in the day. And so my wife, she really appreciated actually not knowing a thing about it. So she just watched exactly for what it was, and she was enjoyed it from beginning to end. And my kid thought it was pretty dope too. I mean, it's just cool because the way it played out, you only got a handful of characters from Masters of the Universe. So the fact they could do sequels and kill off characters, bring in more other ones, kill them off in sequels, bring in other ones. You could constantly kill off all his friends and Skeletor's allies, you know.
Did it have Trapjaw in it?
He was badass.
Okay.
He was badass.
If it had Trapjaw in it, I'll go. He was my favorite.
You'll like him. He's badass. Yeah. Idris Elba's Man of Arms was absolutely kick-ass. And if I could change one thing on that, because they race swapped it from a white Irish-looking dude, I mean, Idris Elba just played the role. But it'd be cool if they made his mustache red. Like, just fuck it. Would it be corny? Absolutely. But would it fit still him being Man of Arms? Yeah. It'd be cool. But all the characters were just on point, dude. It's worthwhile. I can't recommend it enough. Just it's almost like a throwback to old school summertime movie blockbuster popcorn fun. You know, go watch it, enjoy it. It's there. But at the same time, I feel like some people can watch the trailers for it and think it looks like the last couple of years of Marvel slop and not be interested in it. And I get that. And at the same time, the way it visually looks, it doesn't look any better or worse than like some of the Marvel stuff because some of that looks really good. But the reality is, if we hadn't had these last like 20 years of Marvel movies, I don't think you could actually do He-Man and the justice that this one did visually and people be like, give a shit to see it. You know what I mean? I think if we'd not had all these Marvel flicks that were super crazy colorful and you just throw out, here's Eternia, people would be like, what the fuck is this? I'm not watching this crap. You would have to like make it more grounded and realistic, which then would be kind of dumb too. I mean, you know, I've talked. It's a crazy mashup of sci-fi and fantasy. You can't just throw that shit together and it work, right?
Yeah, okay. I mean, you know, I think it should be kind of dark and shadowy and foreboding, but I like the old, you know, here again the grim dark.
Well, don't go and expect it to be dark. Like again, it's PG-13.
Yeah,
you know.
I mean, I want to see Trapjaw bite somebody's fucking leg off.
Dude, that's the case where we would all love to see like the rated R shit. And I think you'd especially do that if you went the animated route, but then we get the Kevin Smith bullshit thing on Netflix that killed He-Man in the first 5 minutes of the damn show and became the Tila show.
What was this?
Netflix did Masters of the Universe Revelation.
Okay.
And it's all bait and swap. The animation looks cool in the trailers, but the show itself, they kill He-Man off at the beginning of it. Literally kill him off. And it becomes the Tila show.
Oh, and Kevin Smith directed that?
Yeah, because he's a piece of shit.
I guess he turned into a fucking putz, huh?
He's a piece of shit.
Yeah, I'll buy that.
So, I get what you're saying. I would love to see some really darker, shit like that, but that's just not. Nobody's going to make it because they feel like nobody's going to go see it, but yet they would.
Well, I mean, they greenlit Conan, the Conan 3.
Yeah, King Conan.
Yeah. So,
but that's different. That's always a rated. Well, I shouldn't say always. The original is a rated R movie.
Well, let's hope it's brutal and dark and.
You know what? I don't even care if it's brutal and dark. I just care that it's good. I care that Schwarzenegger's like, fuck yes, I care about what I'm doing here. Not like a cash-in Terminator sequel times 10. I hope it's actually him like, fuck yeah, I want to be King Conan. Let's make this shit awesome.
Right.
I don't know. We'll see, I guess, huh?
We'll see what happens.
As long as he doesn't die before they make it.
Right. He's in his 80s, right?
I think he's like late 70s.
Yeah, they can CGI him.
For sure, and I'm cool with that too. Well, so there you go. There's my prefacing for you of expect more 80s cartoon, but also visually seeing the characters you know and love because they look the part. They're all like Trapjaw looks fucking badass. He sounds badass. Skeletor sounds badass. Beastman's cool. Mossman's in there. Fisto.
I like Fisto.
I'm sure you do. They all look on point, man.
All right.
All right. So what do you got? What's new? Anything? Because you're just a bundle of joy tonight.
Look what I got.
Okay, Hunter's now holding a bottle of Hodgdon powder. I can't quite read what it says
It's
because it's moving too
Varget,
damn much. It's what?
Hodgdon Varget.
Hunter's holding a bottle of Hodgdon Varget up to the screen to show you that he'll be doing some reloading, presumably with the RCBS series of videos he's producing. Is that correct?
This is for 220 Swift.
That was my other thought. If it wasn't for the RCBS shit, it was for the 220. Are you implementing some of your 220 reloading into your RCBS series? Because you should.
So I talked to Joel about that, and he said, Hunter, here's what I would like. He's like, now you do whatever you want, but here's what I'd like for you to do. Let's keep it basic, at least for the first, 6, 8, 10 videos.
Okay.
He's like, show people how to reload, how to set up dies, He said,
yeah.
But once we have kind of covered all the, here's how you reload straight wall pistol cases, then we're going to do straight wall rifle cases, which is one and the same nearly.
Yeah.
And then he's like, if you want to get into doing some 5.56, showing rifle cartridges, how to reload rifle cartridges, that'd be great. He said, then if you want to delve into precision reloading, he's like, I think that should be probably the deeper into the video series.
Okay. Correct my ignorance in here because I only do 9, 45, 38 special reloading. So it's all straight wall. So I totally get that. I totally understand you saying basic by doing straight wall because, yeah, it's stupid simple, but it does get a little different from caliber to caliber a little bit.
Yeah.
But doing 5.56 versus 220 Swift, is there that much difference in what you're physically doing to reload? Okay, Hunter's shaking his head.
Oh, yes. Yes. It's probably, if I'm reloading 223-556 to go to the range and shoot well, and then I'm going to reload some precision 220 Swift.
Right.
There is probably 60% more involved, 60% more steps in precision rifle loading than just good, solid 556, 223 reloads.
Okay. Give me a why. Is that more because you're trying to make the most perfect cartridge? But I'm talking like, I guess my mind's thinking steps from resizing your case to getting your neck.
So
Still the same, is it not?
No.
Okay.
So when you reload your 556 for your AR, you do full length case size. But when you do 220 Swift, you just neck size it. You do not resize the case, because when you fire form that case, when you shoot it, boom, it fire forms to your bolt action rifle's chamber. So you mark that case or keep it segregated, and that case can only ever be shot in that rifle.
Okay.
So you do not resize that case completely. You just neck size it. Then you've got to take your damn neck lathe, and you have to trim the neck circular, not lengthwise, because you want the neck wall thickness exactly the same all the way around. Then I've got a run out concentric gauge that you put on. You actually, it's a dial indicator, and it'll tell you the bullet run out and how concentric the case is. When you're measuring powder, it's a far more detail-oriented powder charge, because essentially
the powder charge I assume as much, but the case prep is what I had no clue on of doing.
Yeah, you deprime it. When you do your neck size, you deprime it, and then you start fucking with the primer hole, the primer pocket. You clean the primer pocket, then you uniform the primer pocket, then you uniform the flash hole, and which is all separate tools. Right. And so once you've got your primer pocket cleaned and uniformed, and then you uniform your flash hole, then I got a little hand lathe.
Flash hole.
Yeah. How old are you? Were you?
Oh, wait, man, how old am I? What the fuck? That's how many times I go to my comedic levels like that of a 13-year-old.
And so, yeah, it's a lot. It's a lot to it. And then, you got to figure out, you got to figure out what your rifle likes. And,
right. I know that, but that's still a little different from, I was just saying the basis of loading 556 versus that 220, that there is more to it.
Let's just say you want to load 220 Swift just to go out there and shoot. Then no, you can load it the same. But if you're like, I want to load some precision cartridges, then essentially you find out what your rifle likes, what bullet weight, what case overall length, what case, what primer. And then once you've got that all figured out, then you have to clone that load.
Right. I get that.
So, which
I'll be honest, when it comes to doing straight wall pistol stuff, I'm a fucking hack, dude. I set my dies to get my length to where it's at, and I have my bucket of brass that's God knows what it is of shit. And I just fucking load it all away. And
that's fine. That's fine, because you're not out there, at 500, 600, 700 yards trying to shoot small groups with your 9mm pistol.
No.
So, so that segues to something I wanted to talk about.
No.
Okay.
What you got?
So I'm a member of a reloading forum group, what have you, on Facebook.
Okay.
And
what does that get?
God, those guys are pricks, man.
I'm just joking, because I've listened to other guys this week talking and how so many online communities, they might start off really good, but it seems like in the end they all kind of have turned to shit.
And there's been a mass exodus of members. Like every time I log on, there's 6 or 8 posts like, you guys are all cocksuckers, I'm out. And I'm like,
yeah, okay.
And the only reason I stay is because I enjoy arguing with them, because most people are stupid.
Wait, dare I say it? You're kind of half being a keyboard commando yourself.
Yes.
Yes,
I do. But so, for example, this dude gets on there and he's talking about 22 Creedmoor and how awesome it is and how amazing it is. And I just, I'm like, hey, I'm gonna stir the pot. So I type in 220 Swift, and I put the little greater than sign, and I put 22 Creedmoor. I just roll that grenade in the room, and oh my God. I mean, it was just, people went fucking ballistic. The 220 Swift is slow compared to the 22 Creedmoor. It's not as accurate. They don't even make that ammo. I mean, just, and so I'm like, it's not slower. I'm like, here's a factual answer. The 220 Swift has more case capacity than your 22 Creedmoor. So it has more accuracy potential.
Right.
The guy's like, you can only shoot up to like 50 grain bullets because they're all 220 Swift rifles are like 1 in 14. And I'm like, mine's 1 in 9.
Bullshit. No, it's not. You're a fucking liar.
And so this guy gets on here, and my favorite part was, he goes, why don't you shoot a more modern cartridge like the 22-250? He said the 22-250 is the modern equivalent of what the 220 Swift was supposed to be.
Says who?
I don't know what this.
Right. No, that's the beauty of keyboard commandos.
And I said,
they'll say shit.
Really? I said, how much older is the Swift than the 22-250?
That was my mind first went to, was that.
Right.
What's the age difference for the two cartridges? Because they're both fucking old.
Well, so the 22-250 was developed in January of 2038. And then they come back in time and introduced it. The 220 Swift, if memory serves, the 220 Swift was introduced in 1935 by this guy, and I cannot say his last name. It's like Grosvenor. It's a really weird spelling name. It's got like a Y in there. But anyway, he developed the 22-250 in 1937.
Okay,
so
behind it.
Right, 2 years. So he's like, your antiquated 220 Swift is nothing like the more modern.
That's so fucking stupid.
And I thought to myself, I'm like, look, we're not arguing in person.
Right.
You're literally on the internet.
Yeah.
Type your comment and go, maybe I should just jump over to Google and make sure. Delete. But no. And so I'm like, yeah, you got me there, man. That 22-250 is 2 whole years younger.
Man, so antiquated.
So, and then he's like, well, you can do a 22-250 actually improved, and it's faster than a Swift. No, that's not true either. You're literally on the internet. You can literally Google that shit, but it's not. Now I'll give him this. The 22-250 actually improved is less than 100 feet a second. Now, these are averages than the 220 Swift. On average, there's less than 100 feet a second between them. But bullet weight for bullet weight, your Swift is still roughly, let's say 80 feet a second to the good. So it's not faster. And I'm like, and so I said, hey, man, slow down. Well, I want to have this discussion with you, but fuck, what are you just making shit up?
It's the internet, yes.
Fact check yourself.
Nope.
So then he called me a couple names, said I was a dirtbag or something. I'm like, all right, I'm done.
Yeah. Once it turns into like legit name calling, at that point you just gotta be done. When there's like, you're just fucking stupid.
When it comes to the name, now in all fairness, I called him an ignorant fuck, but he was. And so this discussion come up about carrying your hand loads and your defensive gun.
No, you and I talked about that last week.
Oh, then never mind. Then I won't. That conversation continued through this week,
right?
But I won't read. If we talked about that, then let's just gloss right over that. But and my last post was, I said, I'm going back through and I'm reading the comments of you people. And
what do you mean, you people?
What do you mean, you people? And I said, you people are in here and you're calling each other stupid, idiot. You don't know what you're talking about. You're a piece of shit. These 8 dudes left the group. And I said, you know what? Every fucking one of you deserves to lose your fucking gun rights because you can't stick together. We're fighting politicians, okay?
Right.
and you're putting so much fucking effort into hating on each other, you know what? If they ban fucking gunpowder tomorrow, I'm going to go, it's that douchebag's fault.
Well, but that's where the gun community is its own worst enemy.
It is.
Because we'll do dumb shit like that, you know. Like I had for a while there, my big thing on Reddit or X, if I would say something I knew was spicy to an ignorant group that want to be tough, badass know-it-alls, I would just say, be a better human. Just that. Whenever I'd say, be a better human, man. Like, fucking hell. You get so wrapped up over the dumbest shit like this. You know, AK versus AR-15, what's fucking better? Who fucking cares? You use what you want to use and stand together for our fucking rights, but instead, yeah, you throw temper tantrums.
I mean,
you got your keyboard.
Let's discuss it. Let's have a good discussion. But, you know, you're alienating one another. I just said, every one of you that made a negative comment and name called, I said, you're a fucking garbage human being. You should punch yourself in the face for wasting oxygen. And then I checked out.
Wasting oxygen. Nice.
Yeah. I mean, if somebody comes to me and says, AK-47 is better than AR-15. Okay, let's talk about it. Why do you think so?
Right.
You know, and if they say, well, I know it's not as accurate, but I like these aspects of it better. Awesome.
But you're assuming they can have a rational discussion, and most people, especially again behind keyboards, we've hit on this before, cannot be rational and logical. In person, completely fucking different.
Right.
We can talk all day long and have fun laughing about why we think one's choice is superior to the other. Because at the end of the day, whatever you use is comfortable to you, that's what fucking matters.
You, as you always say, you do you.
Yeah.
If that's what you like, cool. Let's talk about it. And I'm not going to try to change your mind. You don't need to change mine.
Absolutely.
But, you know, let me tell you why I prefer the AR-15. Oh, you prefer the AK. Awesome. Because of these reasons.
But I think that's part of the problem with internet shit, though. Besides the keyboard commando aspect, it's everybody probably gets defensive thinking, I've got to change Hunter's mind because he thinks the AR is superior. I think it's the fucking AK. I got to tell him why he's so fucking wrong and make him see my way. It's like, dude, when you're attacking it like that, being a douchebag, basically, it's not doing yourself any favors. It's like
you're not winning hearts and minds.
Right.
My first publisher that I started writing for, you know, when he says, because when I first started writing for guns, doing writing, man, it was like late 90s.
Damn.
Yeah.
Fuck, you're old.
Yeah. And I wasn't long out of the Marines, and I logged timber, so I had a chip on my shoulder big as a truck.
Of course you did.
I did.
I've seen the photo to prove it.
You know, and I thought I was king shit on Turd Mountain. And so I would engage with these people, and you know what? I would do, not to that extent, but I would be very passive aggressive.
Right.
You know, I'm not saying you're an asshole, but here's the 8 reasons that I think you're an asshole. You know, kind of deal. And so my publisher emailed me one day, and he's like, you know, Hunter, you do a pretty fair job, but your people skills suck. And we're trying to encourage people to read this magazine, and it's not a Jerry Springer show. Do you understand?
What magazine was it?
It was. Do you remember M1911.org?
Yes.
So they published a print magazine for a while, and it was primarily all about the 1911.
Sure.
But you know, we talked about reloading and casting, and
I didn't know they did a print magazine. That's wild.
he did it for a while. Yeah.
Cool.
And then like everything that he printed was also available online.
Right.
But anywho, but he said, and this was his name was John Karadimas, or still is. He's from Athens. He said, attack the argument, not the person.
Right.
He said, if you want to, at least,
That's a good point.
You may not change their mind, but you'll get them to see your point of view if you attack the argument, not the person. And I try to, I'm not always successful, but I try to implement that. So there's my little.
What was our buddy's site? I don't know what happened to him, but he would definitely attack the person in his comment section or his Facebook.
Who we talking about?
Fuck, I can't remember, man. He's out of Kentucky, I think. You introduced him to me. Was it Loose Rounds?
Sean.
Oh, fuck.
Thompson. Sean Thompson. I don't think Loose Rounds is a thing anymore.
I don't think it is either.
Yeah. I turned him on to High Points.
Yes, you did.
You know, and he's like, those are shit. I'm like, you're going to get a lot of traffic out of it, dude.
Yeah, Loose Rounds is definitely not the site that it used to be, because it was .com, wasn't it? LooseRounds.com.
Yeah. He left there.
Well, that was his site, though.
What's that?
That was his site.
Well, it was him and like 3 other people together or 2 other people together. So he was partners with 1 or 2 other people. I don't remember.
See, I was pretty sure it was his site as much range high as your site.
No,
you have other people writing on it. Okay.
I know he had 1 other partner, and there might have been a 3rd guy, like that all had co-ownership. Now he left Loose Rounds, and I think he started his own thing for a bit, but you know,
I didn't hear from him after leaving Loose Rounds. Then
no, he and I got into it. He was kind of running Glocks down. I'm sorry. He was kind of running High Point down on a Facebook post. And I'm like, my memory is a little shaky on this, but I was like, hey man, I don't know why you're shitting on, High Point, because you reviewed it and I know you got a bunch of traffic off of it. Did it malfunction? Did it not? He goes, no, it ran fine. It was accurate. I'm like, well then, and I don't know. It just, he and I just drifted apart.
Right.
I don't know. I mean, I met him a number of times at NRA and shot, and he seemed nice enough. He was a nice guy.
I think I met him a couple of times at the shows pretty early on. Most part, I just talked to him on the phone. He was always a nice dude, but it was funny when you would see his Facebook groups, how much he would argue and fight with people.
And I try to
attack the argument, not the person.
And, I would try to remind myself that I'm representing Range Hot.
Right.
So now, now my Facebook profile is no longer associated with Range Hot, and it's not even Hunter. Right. So I don't give a fuck now. But back before I was Hunter Elliott, I would always say, if somebody clicks on this and they see me and I want to be representing Range Hot in the best light I possibly can. So I minded my P's and Q's far more than I do now.
Right.
So for whatever that's worth, man.
Yeah. Well, so I ended up went to the range twice last week. Did my usual Thursday bit with a couple buddies, and then took the family out Saturday. And one of the things that my wife doing was running this is her Sig 365 XL holster that I printed.
Oh, no shit.
Yeah. And my light's not really set up for it, but yeah. So it's I found out a guy off Maker World. Maker World's the site that I use. That's my printer, is the same brand, Bamboo Labs. Dude has a whole host of holsters of, this was my QLS fork from Safariland, but the holster itself, though, it's just his design. I had the screws to fit to it. I'm not saying this is me like the ultimate way to go and not buy good quality holsters, because we've talked that many times. Buy good shit. But if you have the ability to get something like this to play around with it, because you can print something like I can, dude, I'm pretty impressed. I'll probably go grab some other holsters he has. What's that?
How much was the STL file?
Nothing.
No shit.
Yeah, everything on Maker World's free.
So you just download their file and print their shit.
Yep.
If it ain't worth a fuck, you ain't out nothing.
You're out. You a little print time, a little bit of filament,
but money.
So it's cheap. Yeah, like I did this out of ABS. I'm still in the same spool of ABS I've had for a year. I'm on a second spool. Fuck, I don't know. Still $30 a spool, so maybe $60 for 2 of them. I've printed a whole bunch of shit on ABS. I have a whole bunch of mag carriers for my 2011 and shit. But so far, yeah, this 365 holster, dude, this thing was sweet. It gave my wife the ability to have a good holster on, like a battle belt setup she quickly draw from, present, and shoot, which granted, she needs more time on the gun itself. So I basically had her just stay punched out, or I'd bring her into retention and just punch out on timer and shoot rather than drawing. But still, the holster, dude, fucking works well, man. Maybe it's the same quality as an Uncle Mike's, plastic one, maybe.
They weren't terrible, the plastic ones.
That's what I mean. Like it's going to do its job, but you can also get better materials and print on a better shit. I mean, I think ABS is pretty damn durable and solid, honestly.
Right.
But yeah, what, a couple hours to print this thing, maybe?
That ain't too bad.
No, not at all. So I'm going to print some more shit for her. But I think this guy has more than a few, not pancake holsters, but inside the waistband, even appendix ones.
Okay.
I'm going to try one of those, print one ABS, and see how that thing rides, see how it works, see how it feels, even for her gun and maybe some other gun. Because I'll carry her 365. If we're running around together, I'll carry it because it is small and nice. But otherwise, if I'm not around, it's her gun she carries with her wherever she goes. But yeah, man, anybody out there that's got a 3D printer, and I know there's more and more of us Diddle Maker World. If I can look it up, I'll throw it in the show notes later.
Okay.
But if you've heard anybody's listening to it, if you've heard Sean from We Like Shooting talk about it, he's printed a bunch of the guy's stuff. And yeah, it's good shit, man. It is good shit. And just a quick solution, how many holsters do you have for guns? Like more than a few? Too many at times?
I've got the obligatory holster drawer.
Right. So I mean, it just falls in the same thing. So what do you care at that point? If you like Cassie to print something, print one, run with it, and see what happens. If it works, cool. If it doesn't, well, you're in out shit. So other than that, I also took the I showed you that balloon target system.
Yeah, I saw your video on that.
Yeah, the collar, you put the head in it, and then string, balloon, driving markers, which I 3D printed more shit for that. My daughter loved that.
Oh, really?
Yeah. We were on a steel range because the range itself was setting up for USPSA because it was the following day. So at my range, our last bay of all steel targets and then our rifle range are always open no matter what when the competitions are going on or even being set up. So we were on just the steel range, and I threw that target up in the one corner, and I used I should have had it out here with me, my Pores bag plate, like a rifle rest bag plate. I'm gonna pull this thing up from Bus Built Systems. Bus Built Systems. My buddy Nick, is his company. Let's add this in here. Share screen. Here you go, Hunter. Bus Built Systems with his PVP Pores bag plate.
Okay.
So you got a bag system. So it's got Arca rail male and female adapters on opposite sides of it. I've got on mine not Caldwell, but I've got a shooting bag. Cutting the photo here with the binoculars. Coltac. That's the bag I have, actually. That Coltac bag on the plate on a relatively sturdy tripod. And that's what I set my daughter up to use. There you go. HP 15 lower.
Oh, check that out. We like that camo. Hey, what's up with that grip? That's more of a straight grip.
That is a Kung Fu grip, I believe, from Diefree Co. I think that's what that is. You should check that out. They make some cool grips. I have some of their stuff.
Is it comfortable?
I've never used that grip. I have their mag extensions, which work really well. But I know a few buddies that have that grip, and they really like it. It's the way more vertical grip on it. I don't know. Something you should check out. But still, this bag system, this plate on a tripod, that was the go-to thing for my daughter, setting her up on her 22 rifle and to shoot those balloon targets.
I bet you enjoyed the shit out of that.
Oh, she did, man. I mean, if she wasn't shooting that, she would shoot the steel, and the steel, she basically like ring like 5 rounds at it, ask me to set up a new balloon, and every time one shot, we're only 25 yards.
Still, though.
But she's 7 years old.
She's how many?
7.
Good for her, man.
And she's cross-eye dominant.
Now, let me ask you this. Can you train her out of that at 7?
Not at 7. She doesn't understand what she's doing well enough.
Okay, so could you train her out of that when she gets older?
Maybe. So for now, her rifle.
Did you do this deal?
Oh yeah.
Bless her heart. So she's left hand or right-handed.
Right-handed, left eye dominant.
Bless her heart.
Yeah. So with her rifle, because I figured that out a while ago, I've got her red dot pretty high up, so she can bring her head down and get her left eye through the dot, so she's still right-handing it. But when she wanted to shoot my 1022, it was too low of a setup, so she couldn't ever get her face down into it, which leads me into kind of with this thing, the whole Pores bag plate. You know, this plate is, what's Nick sell it for? $75. And that's his whole point, is the Pores bag plate. He's trying to make platforms for doing precision shooting affordable, because God knows long range rifle shooting is not affordable.
No.
So using that system, but now thinking with my daughter, I have some Chinese knockoff mounts of like the Unity's fast mount. You know what that is?
I do. It's the
real tall.
Instead of clicking over right or left, it goes down.
Well, that's for the magnifier,
right?
But their optic mount, it's a higher mount. It's like a 192 mount, so it's a higher mount. And I tell you what, if you're not sure of using something like that, or the GBRS mount, which is even taller, it's like a 2-something mount, buying cheap Chinese knockoff, granted, these things aren't going to have your milled block for recoil, so the only holds the optic on is this 4 screws. So you don't have that block, but I'm telling you what, the fact you can buy those mounts for under $100 to at least see if you like that position of where it is to your eye, or in this case of my daughter being left eye dominant, only shooting 22s.
Yeah.
Those 4 screws are more than enough to hold the optic steady. And that gives her the ability to have fun and shoot and bring the left eye over to see what she's doing.
Are you going to try to train her out of that when she gets 10, 12, 15?
If she still wants to shoot, yeah. Yeah. Because right now, try and teach her. I'm like, no, close, because normally it's like, both eyes open, red dots.
Right.
Now I'm like, no, close your left eye. And she's like, it's really hard. It's really hard. I'm like, screw it. Never mind. Can you see the dot? Yeah. Then just shoot.
Right
now, would you have fun? Having fun's way more
important. Having fun. Amen.
Yeah. So, yeah, cheap systems, man. The Pores bag plate, this thing is badass. And yeah, using cheap Chinese optics to try and see if you like a different height, because some of that shit's stupid expensive, man, go for it. Seriously, go for it.
Well, if your buddy, I was gonna say, if your buddy needs any promo, I could mount that to my Swift, but I don't think it'll mount to my Swift.
Well, that's the thing, like the shop shown here, he's got the Pore bag plate on the tripod and then a bags system, and so he's just laying the rifle.
Okay.
So, I mean, to me, it's a versatile thing. Like, like this shot, he's got his handguard as an Arca rail, so he's using the male adapter clamping onto it, so you can then, I can't think of a better term, he's posting up on a post
right
with your shooting bag, So it's crazy versatile, man.
Yeah.
And it's $75.
Oh shit, that ain't bad.
No.
I don't have an Arca rail on my Swift, but if he's looking to get a little coverage on it, tell him to send me one for, I don't know, give me a month with it, and I'll send it back to him.
I'll let him know.
Tell him it's going on a Swift rifle. That'll blow his mind.
Knowing him, he'll just be like, okay.
No.
He listens to the show, so there you go, Nick. Hunter wants to try one of the Pores bag plates.
Yeah, if it'll help, if it'll help him, I'll be glad to. If not, that's fine.
Yeah, it's a cool thing. I really like it.
Yeah, it looks well made.
It's something I literally keep this thing set up in the storage in my truck all the time. So if I go anywhere, I can just pull that thing out and pull the tripod out, and it's all set up. And you throw whatever on top of it. I mean, it's great for doing quick zeros, your confirmation zeros at 25 yards, whatever. Hell, I use the thing at 200 yards. with AR, threw it on top of there and threw the tripod up, and it works, man. Like I want to use the thing more. I'm gonna mess around with another build. I think change some optics around. I told you before, like use my 200-yard range and see how much I can push that to the maximum. Because why not?
What you need to do, David Kawaka, is gird your loins and fucking ride down a rally. If you want to do some long range shooting, man, I got access to 1,000-yard range, and then I got access to a mile.
Okay, well, first thing is, I don't have much of anything to go that far. I mean, I guess my 300 Win Mag would, but I don't really.
300 Win Mag will not do 1,000 yards.
Okay. But 300 Win Mag and 30-06 are all the two larger calibers that I have.
300 Win Mag is made for 1,000-yard shooting, bro. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
Okay. But as I told you before, what I'm going to do is maximize what I can do at 200 because it's what I have easy access to.
Right. But listen to me. Aim small, miss small.
Yes.
Come out here and shoot that 300 Win Mag at 600 yards and get good at 600 yards and go back home and shoot little fucking buckles at 200 yards. You're like, fucking 200 yards. I can do this with my 9mm.
Well, between cost of life and family things, no, it's not going to happen anytime soon. I'll work on my 200 yards, go to 77 grain bullets and see what I can do with the most accurate rifle I have. Maybe do something like a 6-arc build at 200 yards, and when I can print everything in one whole groups, then I'll bring something like that out and go farther.
Now, hold on a second.
Oh, fuck. Here we go.
You had access to a 22 arc.
Yes, I wasn't interested in it.
And now maybe.
No, I never said about doing 22 arc. I said 6 arc.
Okay, but if you could have a 22 arc for freezies, that would have been
interested in it.
So it's like, hey, here's a very similar rifle for free. No, I don't want that. But I'll give you fucking $50 and $100 for this one.
It's okay. This is where we don't line up together in things that we're into that we like. And it's
Notice I'm not calling you the names I'm thinking.
Yeah, that's a first.
Is it though? Really? I mean,
yeah, you holding back like that? Yeah, it is. Yeah, it is.
We cut trees today, and my asshole sucking buttermilk. So
okay, explain that one to me. You said that sucking buttermilk.
Yeah, it's just I don't know. I've heard it my whole life. Your asshole sucking buttermilk. It's just it means you labored and you're tired, and it's just I don't know. I mean, I know what it means. I just don't know how to articulate why it means that.
Okay.
So, and it was fucking hot.
I bet it was because it's been hot as shit here too.
Dude, the humidity was so thick.
Humidity.
Like to get to the tree, I was taking my chainsaw and cutting the fucking humidity out of the way. I was making like a little portal, Like I stick my fucking bar would get hot from cutting fucking red oak. So I just stick it out into humidity and rev the motor, and it'd be dripping with water. All right, I'm.
Yes, I know you're being facetious. It's okay. I
totally good word, man. But
I totally get it.
But I'm in it, man. I feel good. I'm going to Ruger tomorrow to see my buddy, and we're going in there to Mayodan and had lunch with my buddy Eric, and then they got something they want to show me. So he's like, "Why don't you come down here? Let me buy you lunch and let me show you some stuff." I was like, "Okay." So we're gonna ride down there.
How far is Ruger? Are you a couple hours?
Couple hours.
That's what I thought.
I've been in there a few times. Good people. Nice. Fucking
near Fayetteville?
So no, Mayodan. I think it's more toward like Charlotte area.
Okay.
I would have to look.
I haven't looked at the map and see where I just know they're in North Carolina.
Every time we go, I get Chad to drive, and so I get the truck and I'm like, wake me up when we get there, and I just go to sleep.
Chad said that he pretty much drives he is your chauffeur.
No. So here's the deal. And I wish Chad was here to hear this. So, like, there's been a number of times where I've drove, like, his truck is down or his trailer's down. So I drive my truck, I pull his skid steer, or I pull whatever with my truck, and or let's just say like it's a small job, we're just taking one truck, and I'm like, all my saws are in my truck. Let's just take my truck. Hey, get over one lane because this lane ends. I'm like, this lane ends in 7 miles. You should get over now. Nope. He said, you're in the wrong turning lane because you're in the outside lane and we got to turn left. Yes, I'm going to turn, and then I got 5 fucking miles to turn left. You're running the speed limit. Yes. You're running 3 miles under the speed limit. I'm like, Chad, I'm driving a fucking 12,000-pound truck with 3,000 pounds of gravel in the back of it, or 6,000 pounds of gravel in the back of it, a couple of scoops, and I'm pulling a 10,000-pound excavator, and I'm running 65 at a 70. That's okay. I think that's fine. So
you two are like an old married couple.
So he's like, you drive too slow. You're too cautious. So I said, you know what, motherfucker? Anytime we go somewhere, I don't want to hear it. So you got 2 options. Either keep your fucking mouth shut or you drive. And he's like, I'll drive. Okay.
Fuck it. So, and he'll tell you to say, he drives too damn slow. Oh yeah.
Chad, today, we were going to the job, and we're on the belt line, and it's 65, and he's running probably 80. And I'm like, what's the hurry, bro? But he fucking goes. Yeah, he likes to drive fast and get there quick, and he's a good driver.
Right.
I don't take that. He's a good driver. He's a safe driver. He's a little more of an aggressive driver than I am. I'm way more conservative.
Right.
So that's why. Now I tell everybody, they're like, every time I see you, Chad drives, I'm like, he's my concierge. I told him to buy a nice truck and he can ride me around. So,
nice.
So anywho, but he's good people. He's we are probably a week away from his very first video.
Really?
Yeah, man. He got a Ross Martin in.
Yeah. We briefly talked about it when we had him on after CanCon.
Nice pistol. Really is a nice pistol. And we've got a shitload of B-roll. We filmed him last weekend, and he did pretty fair.
I was like, who's editing? Are you doing it or is he doing it?
I'm going to show him how to do it, and then he's going to do it. Because here's the thing, and he made this very clear from day one when he said, hey, I want to start doing gun reviews. He's like, I don't want to be Hunter from Range Hop. I want to do Chad from Range Hop. Okay.
Sure.
He's like, I like your videos. I like the way you do things. He's fine. He said, but I want mine to be different. I said, okay. That's fine, man. So I'm just going to kind of show him how to use Adobe Premiere, basically how to fuck with it.
Right.
And then I'm afraid if I do too much, then it's going to drift into my style. And that's
don't do that.
Yeah. And that's what he don't want, and I don't want him to do like I do.
Right.
So I think he's going to approach it more. And I realize that now I'm better than I used to be. A lot of these video reviews that I would do, I'd get a little bit technical. I'd get a little bit too in the weeds. I would detail strip the gun. I'm looking at the fucking sear.
You've done it a long time, man. I mean, that's something you could still always do. Just don't let that be like your primary review video. If you want to still get super technical about it.
When I cut my videos, I cut like all the detail stripping apart, all the close-ups of the parts. I cut all that shit out. I cut out talking about any ballistics between the different bullet weights, and my viewership went up dramatically. But
too, you can still do those director's cut versions of all the technical details that are anti-YouTube. You can put them all on
Tumblr. Is it
Rumble?
Twitter.
Or Rumble NX. You put them on
Rumble.
X too.
Humble. I'm fucking with it. I know. But so, Chad's like, I'm going to approach this as an everyman gun review. Your average gun owner, your average shooter, which I think is an amazing, because here's the deal.
It's a good angle that he will be able to do for quite a bit until he can't, because he won't be the average guy anymore. It's a good angle. And I get it, because you and I are not by long shots.
I think he's as far as he can go as an average shooter now. Probably within a year or so, I think he will probably begin to, if he'll stick with it, he'll probably begin to enter out of that phase, maybe.
Right.
But I would call him, as gun owners go, I would call him your average knowledgeable gun owner.
Yeah.
And so his aspect of it is probably going to do better than mine, because I think sometimes I try to say too much, and I try to talk about, I try to show off how smart I am.
And I don't show off. No,
well, I don't mean it like that, but I try to show off on how smart I am, and I think that sometimes it gets a little. Oh, that's fucking a long time ago.
Look how dark this guy's hair is. Look at
my beard.
I pulled up Hunter's range shot on Rumble to see if it existed, because I forgot that it did actually exist.
Yeah.
And he has updated it. High point video 10 months ago. So, okay.
Yeah.
It's better than nothing, man.
It is. It is. I know.
I'm just fucking with you, dude.
No, you're right. But,
no, so I
hope we film it this way. So he's kind of, we did it kind of impromptu, because that's how I like to do it. I like to go, fuck it, let's go ahead and bang the review out real quick. And then Candy's like, all right, and I'll go get the camera. It's just like when the notion hits me.
Yeah.
But Chad, he's been a little more methodical. He's like, I want to plan it out. I've got an outline that I want to make sure I go over, which is smart. Because
good. It'll help keep his different from yours. I mean,
yeah, I just kind of go there and wing it. Now I say that, and I usually have to do 3 or 4 takes, and then I pick the best one.
Right. Or cut it up and use bits and pieces of each.
I quit doing that. Too much work.
Okay.
If I fuck up 3 times, I say, turn the camera off, start over. I don't want to cut that shit up. I want it to be one clean, continuous take, and then I can cut that up.
Right.
Because I tend to be long-winded. I know. But, a lot of times I'll film a 12-minute wrap-up, and I'll cut that motherfucker down to 5 minutes.
Right.
So,
that's cool.
But I'm excited for him to kind of delve into this. I hope he takes to it. He probably ain't going to do one a month, but he might do a few a year.
Right. No, that's cool, though.
I think so.
I think it's way cool.
And he's, Chad is smart. I'm trying to get him into reloading.
Reloading what in particular?
9mm straight wall pistol case.
Okay.
I would like to get him in, and as a matter of fact, a buddy of mine gave me a complete Lee reloading setup. He gave it to me. He's
okay, I'm for the audio, I'm making a face because personal experience with Lee has been absolute shit. I would never use one, but for free, sure. Use it, learn it. When you realize it fucking breaks and fails all the time, go buy something better.
But that's the thing. My buddy bought it brand new, and then right after he bought it, his wife got pregnant with their second kid, and so he realized I don't have time for this. So he comes over to this box of the Lee starter kit,
right?
And it had some dies. He goes, "I know you reload. Do you want this?" And I said to myself, no. but
because the buddy and he's getting rid of it, yes.
But I thought, what I'll do is I'll hang on to it because it is a good learner. And
so I was going to back up and say that I don't want to come off as an elitist on this shit because the Poor's bag plate, there's an entry level plate system for shooting precision rifle. If what you can afford is a Lee press or whatever you want to load, fucking go for it. go for it. If it's what you can afford, because I understand trying to save up and buy something better is not always as easy as it sounds. Some people will be like, well, it's bullshit, just save up more. Fuck no. Sometimes you can't do that shit. So get the Lee, start off with the Lee. But yeah, personally, I would never buy one of those things.
I wouldn't go out and buy one. I would not go buy one. But if you're like, I'm going to learn reloading,
right, then
you can learn how to reload on at least single stage.
Absolutely. And then a serious upgrade.
And then once you kind of like, okay, I know what I'm doing and I'm tired of replacing washers and tightening bolts. And then you can be like, okay, I use this as a tool to learn. Then I'm going to go buy an RCBS and have something to last. You know, my grandkids will reload on. Right. So I gave that to Chad. I'm like, here's everything. Boom.
Yeah. Get him started with it. That's cool.
But he hasn't set it up yet. So, but he's got a wife and 2 kids. So he's busier than I am.
Busy.
But
trust me, I have young kids. I feel for them too. It's busy. Sometimes the time you have to do shit like doesn't exist. I mean, yes, I understand you have to make time for shit.
Yeah.
Man, sometimes that's fucking hard, man.
But it is. But I told Chad, I'm like, even if you don't reload on the regular, if you learn how to do it and understand it, then it'll make you a better shooter. It'll make you, and then because one thing he one thing he talks about is he goes, I don't have the depth of knowledge that you have in some of the aspects of shooting. Like I can talk casting, I can talk.
That's like anything else, though. You've got to work your way into that.
You just learn it.
Like I don't know shit about casting. I barely say I know shit about reloading. I told you I'm a fucking hack at it.
Casting.
I learned how to load it when I had my first kid. I learned how to load as cheap as I could and how minimal of a charge would cycle my gun to save money with powder.
I'm listening to you.
Just for that reason alone. You know what I mean?
Well, my father. Hold on. Give me just 10 seconds.
And which now Hunter will also say that there's only one reloading machine to him, that being RCBS. And while they are a great and legendary one, I am a huge fan of Dillon's. From practicing with my buddy's Lee and watching my buddy replace parts left and right in the Lee, and I felt like it was always breaking down on us. And from watching enough other shows back in the day, and reading forums and shit, I was like, Dillon Blue Press 550. That's the way I'm going to go. Have zero regrets. That's been absolutely phenomenal. I've replaced so few things that have worn out on it, from springs or I don't know, pins, or retainer pins, stupid little shit. That's been an amazing press. And even more recently, I had a piece break off. I'm not even sure how to explain the part that broke off. I shouldn't say broke off. Broke. It's still attached. Sometimes gets in the way from my primers when it dumps spent primers. And while at the NRA show this year, I went and talked to the Dillon people. Random gal walked up. I explained to her what was broken. And her response to me is, just call us. Call us. We'll send the new part out free of charge. I'm like,
right.
Holy shit. I'm like, okay. Now, have I called them yet? No, because I can still load with the part that's busted as it is. I should make sure it doesn't get in the way. But I need to fix it, because if my son goes to reload and I'm not watching over him, he'll hit the issue with it, and then it could cause a malfunction, from there. But still, yeah, I'm a huge fan of Dillon's reloading equipment.
They make good stuff.
I would always recommend it.
I remember when I was growing up, my father had me, like we talked about this, fixing brass, prepping brass, that sort of stuff. And so I would do that. But when I remember when I moved into my house, my father shows up, and he bought me a complete Hornady single stage classic kit as a housewarming gift.
Nice.
And he worked at Leith Automotive, and he liberated me a desk from there. And we carried that some bitch in the house, and my dad set my press up just like his was. And he's like, "You've been helping me do this."
And what were you loading then?
9mm, okay. 45, 223, 308, 300 Win Mag, and I think that was it. And then shortly thereafter, 10mm. But my dad was like, "You've been helping me do this. since you were 16. So I'm gonna. But I had never pulled the handle on the press without him watching me.
Right.
So he's like, I know you know how to do it. He said, but here's your kit. Let's sit down. Here's your book. Load me 50 rounds of 45. And I'm just going to sit here and I'm going to keep my mouth shut unless you fuck up. And he did. And I loaded them all up. And he's like, good job. And he reaches over there and he takes the box and he picks it up. It's like, I'm taking these home with me because you shot enough of my damn ammo. I'm taking something back or something like that.
Yeah. Now I had both my kids like to help reload when they're really little, which was it's cute, but taking up way more time required to reload.
Yeah.
Now, because Mason wanted to elevate from shooting 22 LR to 9mm, I showed him more in depth again how to reload. And I don't know, it was last fall. I had him loading on his own. I just hung out in the garage working on their shit. So it's kind of same thing. If he needed help, he would say something. I'd come over, see what it was, check with him. And we've learned from there as not all case gauges are created equal.
Oh, yeah.
He was using a Lyman one. And while it would show me a case was fine, when he's running that XDM, it's got a tighter chamber, he was getting critical malfunctions that I had to clear out on the range, shooting an actual match. So now I was like, all right, dude, here, use the Dillon case gauge. It's way fucking tighter. So if it's sticking out XYZ amount, throw those to the side and keep those completely separate from your match ammo, because we know that ammo is, not going to run your gun. It'll probably run something else that I have, or I'll just deal with it and make it run. So he's learned a lot in a tiny little bit, but both of us need to get back out to reload because I don't think I've reloaded much since early spring.
I like it because I like to experiment with shit like we talked about the subsonic 4570.
Yeah, I'll mess around a little bit with that shit.
And now, like used to you couldn't buy subsonic 3030, subsonic 4. Now you can.
You might buy subsonic of anything.
But here's the deal. I know Hornady makes 4570 subsonic, but I think a 20 round box is like $30.
Yeah.
And I can load 20 rounds of 4570 subsonic for a couple bucks.
Yep. Well, it's a buddy of mine. He just bought a 4570. We were shooting his subs a couple weeks ago, and yeah, somehow it's several bucks, several bucks a round. So it's expensive shit.
And the Hornady 4570 is like I think it's the 405 grain.
Something like that. I think he said it was like 400 grain or something like that.
Yeah. So, and I'll look that up so I'm not, which is fine, but I'm casting a 430 grain bullet. So my 430 grain is going to absolutely outperform the 405 grain Hornady because they're running about the same velocity, but I've got 25 more grains of bullet weight. Plus, it's a lead flat meat plate bullet. What you laughing at? Did I say that wrong?
No, I'm just laughing at you in general. My reload's gonna outperform that Hornady shit because it's better.
No, I love Hornady ammunition. Don't get me wrong. I do. They make good. I mean, because here's the thing. They're one of my sponsors. 410 grain.
410. Good God. Heavy ass round.
So, but I'm loading a 430, 435 grain.
Right.
So, but no, Hornady makes great ammunition.
No, I agree. I've used a lot of their shit over the years.
But if I can load a little bit heavier bullet, and for me, and I think theirs is the Lever Revolution.
Yep.
Which is a fine bullet, yeah. But I would absolutely, yeah. No, it is not a Lever Revolution. No,
it's not. I'll be dead.
But it's similar. Let me see.
No, don't. Here, I'll pull it up.
Hold on.
Yeah, I always use. Okay, there's a Hornady bullet.
So,
that's the subsonic.
Yeah, but I feel like for just lethality, my 430, 435 grain, hard cast lead flat meat flat bullet is going to be a little more dangerous.
You think?
Yeah.
I've got no input on it to say otherwise. There it is. 410 grade and sub X subsonic.
Yeah.
Which they have so many bullet types. I don't know the difference of half of them that have the little hollow point filled with the little.
So you don't want to do that
On their hollow points.
Yeah,
I think it's not expanding too soon, isn't it?
Yeah, and for a subsonic, that's going to act as an anvil.
There you go. There's a cutaway.
Yeah, that's going to act as an anvil. Plus, it's going to give a nice, cushy little place for the primer to land on the run in front of it in a tubular magazine.
That completely makes sense on that side of it. Not hitting your fucking primer.
But
there's the Lever Revolution, 250 grain.
Now I've shot that at 100 yards, and it groups nicely.
I say I've shot it. I wasn't grouping, but I've shot it 100 yards as well. I shot 200 yards actually. But now here in the subsonic impact steel at 100 yards, it's a whole different sound. That bullet impacting, it's pretty impressive.
People think, oh well, your subsonic ammo is going to be weak.
I think a lot of people jump to that and assume that much.
And I'm like, yeah. and I'll
well, I mean, you can look at the good quality thinner blackout subsonic, how much it outperforms 9mm. Not saying 9mm is like the shit, but think the operator sense of it running the subs they use thinner blackout. It's got some energy to it. It does some damage. Just can't assume just because it's subsonic means it's a lighter Nambier Panby thing, because fucking it's not.
Right.
And or being accurate, because it certainly is accurate too. Just no, your zeros are going to be different from subs to supers. That's probably the biggest thing. GunCon's next weekend. You're not going to that, right? Did you ever get? Weekend? Yeah, up in Cleveland.
Probably not, man.
Okay, I didn't think you got squared away. I wasn't sure. I thought I'd ask real quick because I'm rolling out Thursday for GunCon. So anybody's listening, well, of course, this episode's going to air after GunCon, so never mind. Play on GunCon the following year. There you go, because it's a cool ass event.
So if you do a 435 grain lead bullet at 1,060 feet a second, which puts you at sea level 20, 30 feet per second below subsonic.
Okay.
It's still making 1,085 foot-pounds of energy. So
yeah, that's not.
I mean, that's still plenty good medicine, man, for something 100 yards.
Yeah. Well, but again, like I said, just because people just assume, keyboard commandos or whatever, subsonic stuff isn't going to have any real effect. We'll say it layman like that. God told me, and if I said this before, I'm sorry. Just tell me to shut up. But a dude told me on the reloading forum that a subsonic was equivalent to the 45 auto. And that's just because you got somebody who's just being a dumbass. I wouldn't say dumbass. You got somebody being ignorant because it's 45 caliber. Right. Like that's.
But the 4570 is 458, where the 45 auto is 451.
But again, Hunter, back up. You're being more detail-oriented. You got to generalize it. They see 45-70, so it's a 45 to the general mass of people.
Right.
And that's where that shit's going to come from in comments like that. So
let me make sure I didn't.
Always take them with a grain of salt, man. Always.
Oh, I know.
Here's something. What's up?
Oh, I just want to make sure that I'm not lying on the bullet diameter.
Oh.
Because I'm pulling this shit out of my ass.
We have a very articulate and intelligent group listen to us, so they would look up themselves and
458. I was right.
Well, there you go. 458. Still 45. Still 45, buddy.
Check this out. Historically, the 45 designation came from the older naming conventions where bore diameter across the lands was around 450 thousandths.
Huh. I did not know that. That's interesting.
I think I had heard that before, but it's one of those things where you don't remember you knew it until you read it. You're like, oh yeah, I think I heard that.
Right. Well, let's wrap this up, and I'm going to throw this out there because I know we do have people listening to the show, and I got a funny feeling most people are listening to it are hearing it through either Apple Podcasts, the RSS feed where I post it, and or the Fire and Radio Network. They're not necessarily watching on YouTube and or Rumble because there's hardly any likes and or comments to it, which is fine. But my question I want to say out to you people listening is,
what do you mean?
You people that listen, our listeners, the handful that we have, we want to hear back from you. And best way to do that, I would say, is whatever social media platform you're on. If you're on X, if you're on Instagram, you're on Facebook, we're both on there. You know, you can comment on live fire stuff. You can comment on range hot stuff. He's not on very often, so you're probably better off hitting up on live fire. But fire off questions at us, comments, something, anything. I don't know. Let us know.
Topic of discussion.
Yeah, topic of discussion. Something we'll bring up. I don't give a shit. You
know what wouldn't be a bad idea too, Dave? I don't know if you like this or not, but you could always, like, once a month pick a listener and have them on.
That's an idea. Yeah.
You know,
the funny thing is, because I know who a handful of our listeners are that would absolutely jump on doing that, because people I've ran into and I've met, you know, and they started listening just to support it and have now texted me, or I've seen them in person go, dude, I love listening to you guys. Listen to you guys go at it and argue over retarded shit.
Yeah.
Comments how much they enjoy when we talk about the non-gun shit. You know, it's like, yeah, because it's not just a gun podcast, because God, there's fucking plenty of them.
Right.
You know, I like it to be a little bit different.
I look at this podcast as the meeting of an amazing mind and a high-functioning retard having a conversation about comedy.
You're so kind to yourself, being the half retard.
I mean, I'm not going to say who's who, but I think we all know.
Did. In school, I did.
That I'm putting here. I'm gonna put my finger over on your screen. It doesn't work like that.
You're pointing the wrong way.
No. like the way mine is, my finger would go right into your ear.
Jesus.
Oh, well.
Okay.
That wasn't weird at all.
Not at all.
You think that's weird? Wait till I'm going to tell you what I'm going to do when we wrap up and get off the air.
Yeah, okay. So anyways, yeah. Anybody that's listening to us, if you're on, I'll say it like that. If you're on some kind of social platform, because most everybody is to some degree, give us a comment, talk to us, give us some feedback. Tell us you think we're stupid. Tell us you think we're funny. Tell us you think we're retarded. You know, we are fucking stupid, but it's cool. So
I don't mind being stupid. You know why? Because there's no way lower to go.
That's right. Well, and you can always learn something and go up. So
it's okay. Like I'll say this. My father would say, and this is a quote from Dean Martin: "I pity those who don't drink, because they wake up in the morning, that's the best they're going to feel all day." So, you know, I mean, it can only get better from here, baby.
That's the way to look at it. So, all right. Well, everybody, you know where to find us.
Yep.
Yeah, it's as simple as that. So
drop a line, tell me what you think. Give us some topics of discussion, and or Dave, think about the idea maybe once a month having a listener on. Somebody, hey, I'd like to join.
Right.
Always charge them like $100.
Pretty easy.
And
what?
I said charge them like $100.
Charge like $100.
Yeah. And I'll take 80 of that because it was my fucking idea.
All right. Well, say goodnight, Hunter.
Good night, Hunter.
See you, everybody. Till next time.